Well, here's your morning 49ers update. Everybody subscribe to the channel as we approach the NFC Championship game. Boy, yeah, I mean, we could start counting down the hours at this point. It's Friday morning. 49ers about to have their final practice before flying down to LA to face the Rams. I expect the team to fly down on Saturday since this is a West Coast game and the 49ers are obviously much closer to it. This morning, yesterday I spoke with Dontae Johnson, but this morning I have the big piece up on The Athletic. Positivity through grief. How the 49ers' Dontae Johnson has delivered following the death of his mother. This is the first interview that Dontae Johnson has given since tragedy struck in December. The 49ers were getting ready to fly out to Cincinnati for their game on December 12th. That Friday morning, that was exactly 7 weeks ago, Dontae Johnson's mother suffered a heart attack back in his hometown of Plainfield, New Jersey. So Dontae, instead of flying with the team to Cincinnati, got on a commercial flight, went cross country to be with his mother, Holly Gardner, in New Jersey. She passed away shortly after Dontae got there on Sunday morning. And up until now, this has been one of the major untold stories of support, grief, compassion, and empathy inside the 49ers locker room. And obviously, as far as football goes, as far as what's happened on the gridiron, it's ended triumphantly for Dontae Johnson, but there is no end to this story in real life. He's still grieving the loss of his mother. Dontae is an only child, and he was very close to his mom. And some of the details that he shared with me were, extremely touching. And some of the details that I learned from other 49ers about this entire ordeal has shined yet another light on how tight this 49ers locker room is. There's a galvanizing human side to this adversity, to, in this case, tragedy that is showing through. Nick Bosa, a lot of people think of him as a machine built to rush the passer. But Nick Bosa has been one of the players who's empathetically spoken about what Dontae Johnson has gone through. Robbie Gould empathetically spoke about what Dontae Johnson has gone through. And the fact that the 49ers have gotten the right people, the right personalities in this locker room has allowed them to be insulated against situations like this. They're ready to help their teammates because there's a true love for your brother. This is the human side of modern day gladiators. So this is a piece that I encourage everybody to read because Dontae Johnson absolutely deserves the spotlight. If we're going to zoom out and look at this in a larger football-like context, this is another guy that was just attacked mercilessly with unfounded criticism. This is a 30-year-old journeyman in the NFL who's been cut 10 times and been with 5 different teams. And people who've never played sports in their life may not appreciate that. But people who have actually had to work for something, who have accomplished something in their lives, and, I'm sure all of you watching this have accomplished something in your lives. Like, I'm sure that you understand what a grind means. And especially people who have played professional sports, who you talk to any of these players who know what it's like to not have a guaranteed roster spot, to, be the best in high school and maybe be one of the best players on your team in college, grind and grind and grind, but then all of a sudden hit a wall in the pros. Those people know how difficult this is. And Dontae Johnson, having been cut 10 times in his career, but still somehow managing to stick around through 8 years, that's impressive. And the 49ers coaching staff and his teammates, they adore this guy. He does things the right way. He's been the definition of a consummate pro, a guy who's always ready to deliver in a pinch when the team needs it. So in the case of Dontae Johnson, you can go all the way back to week 5 against Arizona, where he forced that fumble that probably should have helped the 49ers win that game, but Trey Lance and the offense couldn't capitalize. But you fast forward to him filling in for K'Wan Williams at nickel. He did that in week 18 against the Rams and Cooper Kupp. And then when Jaquiski Tartt came in, Dontae Johnson played a position He's never played at the NFL level before. Safety. Darquez Dennard came in for nickel, Johnson for safety for the game's final 14 snaps or so. And Dontae Johnson got the job done in an elimination game when the 49ers absolutely needed him. And then we fast forward to the game against the Packers. And Ambry Thomas wasn't available to go. And the question was, would Josh Norman start or would Dontae Johnson start at the cornerback position opposite Emmanuel Mosley? And I still remember all the slander that I saw on my mentions after I said, well, is it going to be Norman or is it going to be Dontae Johnson? And so many people just started trashing both of those guys. And guess what? Both of those guys contributed to an epic defensive performance for the 49ers to win. Norman was only in there for a play, but he still made it happen on that pass defense against Devontae Adams. But it was Dontae Johnson who was in there for the majority of that game. And I only hope that the praise will be as loud as the slander, because the slander came from people who do not know football. Journeyman utility lineman, his defensive back. Journeyman utility defensive back. His job has been to fill in and do a replacement level or better job filling in. And that's all Dontae Johnson has done throughout his years with the 49ers, especially here in this Shanahan regime. He got that job done in the midst of tremendous grief against the Packers. And it just so happened that this came a week after the first time that he was ever active for a playoff game in his career. And that came at the same spot, the same stadium in which Dontae Johnson made his NFL debut 8 years ago, way back in 2014. Cowboys Stadium. Remember, Dontae Johnson was drafted by the 49ers in 14, back when Harbaugh and Trent Baalke were still around. The season opener that year was against the Cowboys. Remember, at AT&T Stadium or Cowboy Stadium at the time, whatever they called it then. Dontae Johnson had to come in because two 49ers cornerbacks got injured in that game, and he helped the 49ers seal the win. That was a Kaepernick game back in 2014. Dontae Johnson's mother, Holly Garner, was at that game. When I spoke to Dontae yesterday, he said that, that's one of his memories, his mom being at his first NFL game. Her son realizes a lifelong dream of playing professional football. And I still think some people on social media forget just how hard it is to make it to this level. Well, fast forward 8 years, and obviously Dontae Johnson's mother is not there in person for his first career active playoff game at the same spot that he made his career debut. But Dontae carries a picture of his mom around everywhere, and he puts it up in his locker, and she was there smiling at him from his locker at Cowboy Stadium. She was also there the following week in his locker. Same picture went with Dontae, and he delivered one of the biggest, one of the biggest pinch hit performances the 49ers have seen this season, yes, but also Dontae delivered the most important and impactful moment of his career. So there's been some remarkable perseverance here. There are remarkable stories for the 49ers all across the board. I even see some parallels here between Dontae Johnson and Travis Ishikawa. Remember the Giants player? And we're switching gears to baseball, but I know there's a lot of cross-sport fandom here. But the Giants player who hit the walk-off home run in the NLCS in 2014, he'd been cut and optioned. I don't even know how many times. At one point, just a few weeks before becoming the hero that sent the Giants to the World Series, there are stories of him just talking to his wife and crying, thinking that it was all over, that he wouldn't get another shot at the big league level. Well, Dontae Johnson has been cut 10 times. He's been with 5 different teams. And then, you can add, obviously, the whole other layer of adversity and tragedy with his mother unexpectedly dying in December. And lo and behold, Dontae is one of the 49ers heroes. So this is the kind of adversity, and these are the kind of stories that we're dealing with the 49ers this year. This is why the locker room is so strong. And these are the guys that need to be getting the shine. And that's why I wrote about Dontae Johnson. And that's why I hope that you guys can read the piece up on The Athletic. It's in the chat section right now. I'm going to post a link in the comments section. Another day of 49ers coverage. I'll have more and more content coming your way, but I have to go right now. We have 10 observations and the predictions to go crank out. So subscribe to the channel. Be ready for the next video. There are more film breakdowns coming. There are more predictions coming. There's more 49ers talk coming right on this channel. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and hope that Dontae Johnson gets the shine that he deserves today.